You know, it's a really great point that you bring up. I think a lot of marketers, when they hear the term mover marketing, still think of it as only being direct mail, which I know is great. I personally, when I have moved in the past, I receive something in the mail and I hang on to that. But just the term mover tech and hearing you talk about the different ways that you can target these mover audiences, sounds like you do a lot with beyond the mailbox. Can you talk just a little bit more about that and how brands are able to reach your audiences?
Absolutely. So let's talk about our segments first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into actually where we're going, Larissa, because that's the
Perfect.
perfect question for,
Yes.
for our strategy and where we want to go. So we do have a few segments here that I think are really important to just kind of understand that makes us different and makes our 80% possible. So our first segment, we refer to that as possible movers. And what the difference in our possible movers is that is consumers who are out there researching online. So they have not listed a home for sale yet, but we are able to catch that they're out there browsing. So maybe they are looking to see what home prices are, or they're looking for a new mortgage, or they're looking for, to move into this area and doing information about the area. So we're not finding them on our real estate sites. We don't find them within our own first party data assets, but we know that they're really interested in moving and they're out there researching. That's a really important segment. It's 100% digital because we have email across the entire universe. But it's a real, very early indicator of a mover. The reason why that's so important is because if you're working with a storage company, right, or somebody that books moving services, the earlier you can start marketing to that consumer who's interested in moving services, the better, result you're going to get. And to your point, direct mail is really also a great way of hitting those people. We can hit them digitally for sure. But if you also combine the direct mail with the digital piece, right, it's something they could stick on their fridge. And if you hit them early enough, when they get to the likely movers, which is kind of our next stage, they already have your information right in front of them and they're ready to go. So likely movers that's really where more of the real estate data kicks in. That's where people that we know that they have their house up for sale, right? Or we have other types of indicators that we know for sure that they're going to move. So the possible movers, we don't really know for sure they're going to move. Likely movers, we're over 90% confident that these people are going to move sometime in the near future. However, they have a little bit more of a journey ahead of them because they still need to sell their home or they have other services that they need to complete. So we know that they're not moving sometime in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Our verified pre-mover, those are the people that we know we're over 98% confident that these people are moving within the next 4 to 6 weeks. So they've either completed a home inspection, they have a pending contract on their home, they've booked their moving services, they have a brand new mortgage, right? They've done all of these things. They have these high intent triggers that said, hey, I know for sure I'm going to move, right? I mean, there's always things that could happen, but 98% confident these people are going to move within a really short period of time. And then our post mover universe are people that have already moved. So we create a post mover universe from day one of move all the way up to 12 months, because there's really a ton of products to be able to market to people who have moved in the near past. And then within our journey, what the ecosystem has really kind of built these segments on in the past was a real thin file, right? You might get name, you might get listing price, you'll get property information like the address information, but you don't really know much about the property, you know very little about the consumers. And so we went ahead and took an extra step within our audiences where we really wanted to create property data. So property data on the current house that they live in, and then property data on where they're going to be moving to. So for example, you'll know if they're moving to a bigger home, if they're moving to a smaller home, right? You'll know how many bedrooms they have, how many bathrooms they have, square footage, all of that type of information is actually included in our spine. We also have tons of demographics. So just think of being able to understand someone's income, how many children they have within their house. Are their children older? Are they younger, right? All of that particular information we have within our spine too. We also have our active shoppers, which within our mover spine is really interesting. So being able to understand, hey, are they out there looking to buy a new roof, right? Are they out there looking to buy new windows? Are they out there looking to remodel a kitchen? What type of active shopping behavior are they actually demonstrating while they're in this mover segment? Really creates another huge opportunity to be able to tag up on those exact characteristics that they're out there. We also have obviously event triggers within the whole mover spine. And then soon to be coming, we're going to have home inspection data that we're going to be able to execute on, which again is just a premium attribute that nobody else out there in the ecosystem has. So being able to understand what type of appliance is actually in the household? Does it need to be repaired? When does it need to be repaired? What is the year of the HVAC system? What is the year of the dishwasher? Right? And being able to really create actionable campaigns based off of all of that information, it's just a game changer for us out here in the industry. And it's really exciting.
Yeah, just looking through this, being able to target movers throughout the move process, it's not just about having this bucket of pre-movers, it's really segmented with rich details, not about who they are, what they're shopping for, and even what their home looks like. I mean, that's incredible. Just incredible targeting options for brands out there.
Absolutely. So as you can imagine, we're really proud of the data that we have, and we're really protective of it. And so we are on a mission, and our main strategy is really we are building what we're going to refer to as the Porch Media Network. And within this network, brands are going to have the opportunities to be able to action upon our entire spine, right? And so since it's first party data, right, it's very protected. We have a lot of privacy constraints around it. And we keep it inside of our walls. And in order to do that, but what we do want to do is be able to connect a consumer to a brand that they're interested in talking to. So again, the whole story comes with when you're moving, there are services that you're definitely interested in, right? And through those services that you're definitely interested in, we'd like to be able to help that person, be able to meet the best brand to help them through that move journey and create an easier move journey for that consumer. So you see on the top of this, it's not even just about the entire move, right? The move is the first phase of how we look at this. And then the homeowner journey is the second phase of this, because once somebody moves, they're in that home for average 7 years. Some people much longer, some people a little bit shorter, but the average is 7 years. And within that 7 years of the homeowner journey, there's just tons of brand and consumer connections that we would love to be able to make. Things like if somebody is interested in talking to somebody about plumbing services, or interested in talking to somebody about updating their appliances, or doing, a home project within their home, we'd love to be able to make that connection. If somebody does not know about a particular store in their area, we would love to help them make that connection, right? And you can take Kathy through this journey, right? We know all of this information about Kathy. We know she's in the move, journey. We know where she currently lives. We know where she's moving to. And then we have certain information about her air conditioning unit, right? That we know that needs to get fixed. And so we'd love to be able to help her to get that taken care of. And then take her on the rest of her journey within the home journey of knowing information about, her air conditioning, her windows, whatever that might be. And this continue the conversation, the relationship with her among many different brands. So how do we do this, right? We have all of this rich audience data. We also have it linked with something that's called the Porch ID, which creates the ability to really create a cohesive environment across all of our different channels. So we will execute campaigns in digital media, CTV, paid social, display, within our private media network, within branded campaigns. And then we close it all up by taking it all through our sales dashboard. So we have a web-based sales dashboard that will tell somebody about engagement metrics, click-through metrics, right? Performance metrics for each of the campaigns. But if we work with a brand and they actually provide us their customer information, we can, within our sales dashboard, we can take it all the way through to sales. So then what we could do is we could say, hey, which campaigns worked best for you? Which ones brought you additional new customers, right? And really take a complete closed loop optimization process through the entire network. That is game changer for what a lot of companies are doing. A lot of networks today really kind of focus on activation, but they don't really focus on the full closed loop of attribution. And so not only do we make it special by having a lot of data there that's not available in the marketplace, right? We have tons of channels available, including CTV, linear, and all the other channels, but then taking it all the way through closed loop optimization really kind of creates that full service solution for our customers.
This is incredible. One of the things that my team, we talk a lot about is the Move being a permission to spend event. But clearly with the home journey as well, being the home is one of the biggest investments a consumer makes over his or her lifetime. This is just an incredible opportunity for brands. Could you talk a little bit about with cookies, for example, going away? I know that brands are going to need to really rely on these first-party audiences, and just talking about these rich audiences that V12 has. What a great way for brands to get in front of just information and people that have previously not been accessible to them. Can you delve into that a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny that you say that, because I feel like the cookie going away story continues to expand every year. Every time we get to that end, it seems to expand. So now I think that they announced that it's going to be in 2024. However, to your point, like first party data is going to be king, right? Along with being able to identify that data across the complete ecosystem. And so that's why we are taking the effort to really create what we're referring to as the Porch ID. But it creates the ability to create a cookieless identification, right? And to be able to still do all of that digital marketing across all of the different entities. So we will not be relying on cookies at all. Cookies for first-party data is a little bit different than cookies for third-party data, but we're really creating the entire ecosystem within the network. So we're not going to be reliant on third-party cookies. Even there's a lot of talk with the new iOS of Apple and Android and privacy concerns on mobile identification. None of that will impact what we're doing, because we're really kind of creating our entire ecosystem, so we will still have the ability to reach the audiences that we would like to reach across all of our channels.
Well, this is really, really exciting, Michelle. I'm glad that we had an opportunity to share it with our audience. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to tell people about the Porch Media Network, where they can find us, what's coming next?
Yeah, no, I am just super excited. We are definitely going through a journey, and V12 has come a long way in a year and a half, and just very excited about where we're going in the future. So if anybody ever wants to reach out, they can find me on LinkedIn for sure, and I will be happy to engage in a conversation. We are learning constantly, and I continue to learn, and the entire team continues to learn, and we would be more than happy to also, teach others. So happy to do that, and just would love to network and connect wherever we can.
Awesome, great. We will put up on the video our contact information. A great conversation with that, Michelle. Thank you for sharing with everyone a little bit about our journey and what to expect in the future. Reach out to us if anybody has any questions. You know where to find us. Thank you all. Take care.